This is just AMZN on Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. So I've zoomed out looking at the last 3 days here because there's some really crazy similarities. So I mentioned it, I titled yesterday's video that we had this, the same thing where we got above the 21 and we had this kind of a rollover. And we had done that going back on Friday and had the rollover. And then we did it again today, above the 21 and a rollover. And each time that happened, surprise, surprise, we've got similar RSI activity where we are actually putting in this kind of like a double top shape with like a neckline retest. So we kind of did that here where this is the retest. Obviously that one's not perfect. This one, we didn't actually get that poke back up, that retest there. But today we totally did. Yeah, like all of these really have the same kind of idea where we're really at the point that we're overbought. It's way above the 21. In this case, we were coming back into the earlier high. In this case, we were just retesting pretty much this low because we didn't have the momentum to get back way up into this high or even this high. And then today we were really just kind of putzing around the same kind of hammer level and yesterday's high as well. So today being an inside day, we were making lower highs, higher lows on the day, but really we just had the same exact setup. And then after that, the rollover here, it was really similarly sized after that for each of these days. So should have told us, hey, let's look for that again. I kind of applied it, didn't really say it, but yeah, it worked again. So we're going to take a step back out and just look at today. And you can see when this is happening in here, even if you're getting in on this candle, so right here at 10:55 Central, that's where it actually pushes back up here. So it's, and I really like the fact that it's making another kind of retest here above. It's making a retest, but another point of getting above the 65 mark on the RSI here. And it's a bullish candle. Like this is a great time to be looking to get in to something bearish. So 10:55, we're going to go over and look at a put. So here's the 3400 put expiring this week. And here is 10:55 right here. And if you had bought right here on this price, on this candle, the close was 675. And you do want to wait for that close price because you don't know what's going to happen. At this point, the RSI on the put is not actually dipping below. It's okay, it's a little bit early, but it's got the same kind of a shape. You've got kind of a double bottom, or this one kind of looks like an inverted head and shoulders. But the point is that there is this other peak occurring, even if it, you know, at this point right here in this candle, it didn't get below. Well, the very next candle did. So if you were a little bit slow, you might have actually gotten a better fill, maybe at 670, maybe a worse fill at 7, but all of those still worked. It based here for more than half an hour. I mean, from the point in time where it actually gave us a signal, a good 15, maybe 20 minutes that it put in this base. But this price was really nice to be coming right back into the earlier low on the day. So the low right at the open was 650. We really put in a strong base right there. And so I'm just going to say, if you were in this from 7, it stopped down at 6, that was a great entry and probably get a little bit of a better fill because you had some time to do that. A really large volume spike supporting that there could be a bullish move here. And then a target of 10, that would have been right here at previous resistance on the put. And you would have been in and out of this thing, let's say from 11 o'clock to 11:40, 40 minutes, 3 hours, great setup. If you had held longer, could have worked. If you had missed this and gotten in later, it did dip down again, right back into kind of closing, not quite closing, but retesting this gap here. And on this candle is actually when it dipped back down here again on the RSI. Didn't have the same setup with the RSI pattern in here, but still gave you that setup that, hey, we're at the point that we are oversold. This is a good time to be looking for an entry on the put, or just buy right here if that's in your plan. If we go back to the stock, we were running right into the 21. It's doing the same thing. It's getting to the point that it's overbought. and doesn't have the same shape as earlier, but we've got an RSI that is very similarly signaling that, hey, there could be a rollover going on here. Really nice retest into the 21, really nice retest into the earlier low that we took out with this candle and this higher volume. So it makes sense that after this many bearish candles in a row, that it could do some sort of arresting or retesting, and really it went sideways, broke down again, all of this on higher volume, and then retested with a little ABC right back into the earlier low, and then rolled over again. And once it's rolling over, you can take the signal from the RSI to be getting out of a setup, getting out of a trade when we get down here. So if you're in something going bearish, well, start to look for an exit when it gets to the point that the RSI is at the other extreme. And you could have done that like one time here and a second time here, and didn't really do that through here. So you didn't get that same signal earlier here. We didn't break down at this point. Looks like we should have after this really big bearish candle. But this would have given you a couple of entries, getting in at like 7, out at 10, getting in over here around, let's say 8, no, let's call it 9. Let's just say buying on this same candle, or maybe 950. The low in this candle was 870. So even 950 by 850 would have been good. And then that's 950 up to 1250 would have been 3 Rs. So it's a couple times that you could have just played off of the RSI and gotten 3 Rs here, another 3 Rs here. Maybe you could have done it on the call as well. Nope, the call didn't really work too well. The call just lost a whole lot of premium after this kind of rollover. We didn't really get it back. So that looks like more bearishness, but coming over here to the daily, we got 4 bear candles in a row. Today is an inside candle. We could do anything tomorrow. We could come down and touch the 21. We could touch the 100 that I've been wanting it to touch for days, but it hasn't. Actually, I've been wanting that to happen since over here. Still hasn't done it. We've done this before where we've had a bunch of bearish candles in a row. So here's 6 of them in a row. Here's 5 of them in a row. Here's 4 of them in a row. I think we're kind of looking at something a little more like this. Obviously, we're not right in with the simple moving averages, the 100 or the 200 right here, but we are still kind of pulling back. But we've just been chopping all through here. We could, like I said, go down. We could put in another inside day, maybe a slightly bullish day, or we start getting a little bit of a bounce, which is what we did off of the 5 when we were right here in the same area. Just, was that last week? The 3rd was the week before, I think. Anyway, there are a number of things that can happen up, down, or sideways, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. I don't know if we're going to have a 4th day in a row where we have this kind of a rollover happen. I'll definitely be looking for it tomorrow. If it happens, great. We'll play it if we get some sort of RSI signal like that. And if it doesn't happen, oh well, we'll look for another pattern to pop in here and see what we can do. So hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.